So we've done our horizontal lines. Now we need to do the bit that kind of attaches it onto the shoe and brings it all together. So it's called a blanket stitch. All right, so we start the same way. I'll just pull it underneath. Now basically what we're doing is making little bricks, okay? So we're going to make a line this way, and then we'll make a line going that way, and then we're going to make a line this way and line this way. So when you're going from your left side of your shoe to the right, you're going to make a little loop, and it's going to go this way, what's that, clockwise, from your left to your right. And then you're going to go underneath the satin. So you're going to pick up the satin, and you're going to get about 5 stitches, or about ½ centimetre up, and pull it through. Now you've got to make sure this loop is underneath, because that, when you pull it through, is what then makes a little brick.
Oh, no way.
Right, see that, Millie?
Yes.
Yep. So I use this finger, okay, I hold my shoe with my thumb and my 3 fingers. I use this finger just to make sure that this piece of thread stays down. And I'll show you when it goes wrong, what happens. So I use that finger to hold it down. I do my little rainbow over the top. I go through the satin. I've moved down the threads about, I don't know, 3 millimeters maybe, and I pull it through. There's my little brick. And you see, so it's making like a little square as I go through. Now when you're doing this first bit, this bit here, is a bit awkward because your sole is in the way. Once we get onto this bit, it's much easier because you're not going against anything. And all you do is go all the way along the shoe, right? It's really important that you go through the satin. You don't have to go through there's like 2 layers. There's the satin on top, there's a calico underneath. You don't have to go through the calico. You don't have to dig for England. But you do want to make sure, because if you don't go through the satin, your darning is just loose. And then what happens is once you go on point, it just all comes off. And then you have to redo it. All right, is that making sense?
Indeed.
Now, what goes wrong is if you forget to have this loop, your little rainbow, you just leave your thread down here. If I then pull it through, right, there's no square. Does that make sense? All right, so you've got to make sure that you've got your square. Now I've got a little knot there, so I'm just pull it out. Right, so we go all the way along. Now, if you get a little bald patch, so if you look where I'm pulling, can you see I've got a little bald patch in the middle? It doesn't matter, because when we go around the other way, we will get rid of that. So I'm going all the way to the end of my row. And you're trying to get your squares like a really nice regulated thing. You don't want them tiny, because you'll be there forever, but you don't want them massive, all right? Now, we're going to go back the opposite way now. So you're going to make your rainbow, as it were, your loop is going to go. We're going from the right of the shoe to the left of the shoe. So your loop is going to go from the right to the left. I'm going to use this finger again, just to hold it down. Is anyone left-handed? Are you all right-handed?
Indeed.
So, now, when you go on the second side, can you see, Millie, go close up. Can you see the top of the brick? Okay, you want to go through, so you want to go and make sure you've got that brick so that you kind of join the 2 lines up. So I'm going to do my loop, and I'm going to go through the brick. Here it is, here's the top. I'm going to make sure I've gone through the middle of that as well to join them up. If you don't do that, you'll end up with a bald patch. I'm going to pick them all up. And you go through the middle of each brick, because that's what's going to make it nice and regular sized as you go back through. All right, now I personally always prefer going right to left because I'm right-handed, it's easier, but you have to go both ways, so it doesn't really make any difference. Yeah, all happy? Okay, I'll go to the end of this one and I'll start the next row and then I'll... So you just end up, it's like a little brick wall going up or the other group said it looks a bit like honeycomb. All the way to the end. All right, now I'm going back from the left to the right. So my rainbow's going left to right and make a loop. I go underneath. Okay, now the other thing is you could just make sure that this thread is always underneath your needle. Then you know that your brick is going to be in the right place. All right? If you do it and you do it wrong, let me do some stitches without doing my rainbow. So let's, here we go, I'm going through. I find it really hard to do it wrong because obviously. So there's a few stitches and I've done it wrong. Can you see I've not made squares? All right? So if you suddenly think, oh gosh, I've done it wrong, it's not the end of the world. You just take your needle off and then you unpick it. So you take the stitch that was wrong, that diagonal bit, and just unstitch. Well, I wouldn't, because then you've taken twice the long as you need to. All right, and then I've looped that back in, and there's my next square. All right, and you just go up, 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 until you get to the very end. And then to finish off, you go underneath, like we did before, cut it off. All right? You might need a couple of pieces of thread to get you all the way to the top. So it's exactly the same as you did last week. When you get to the end, when you're like running out of thread, you just sew it underneath, out, and then cut it off. Yeah. All right? Everyone happy? Now look, how long has that been, Millie? How long have you filmed for?
6 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay, so in 6 minutes, I'm on to my third row, yeah? So I could darn a pair of point shoes in probably half an hour, but that's because I've done hundreds in my lifetime.
Wait, just the bridge, like the whole thing?
No, the whole point shoe, both point shoes, half an hour.
Even this bit?
Yeah. Yep. But that's because I've practiced a lot, and the more you do these things, the better you get, don't you? All right? So, there we go. Millie is underway. Right, you stop, Millie.
Yes.